this is the application of microwave spectroscopy. We can calculate the bond length. This is not only true for carbon monoxide, for any organic molecule, if it has a dipole or that part of the molecule which have a dipole. Let's say, if I just for your refresh your mind, if you are having a, let's say, alcoholic group present, functional group I'm talking about, oxygen bonded with hydrogen, this is a polar bond, it has a dipole. Oxygen bonded with carbon, it also have a dipole. So these two bond lengths we can calculate. They shall show absorbance in microwave region. If you have alkyl halides, halogen attached to a carbon, now this halogen attached to a carbon, this bond shall get polarized. One is positive, other is negative terminal. So we can calculate the bond length between halogen and carbon. So this can be calculated. But if you have carbon-carbon bonds, either this is single, this is double, or triple, we cannot calculate that. You must have a dipole present there. All right. But it doesn't mean we cannot study olefins, alkynes, or alkanes. We can. Let's say if an electron withdrawing group is attached to a carbon, suppose electron withdrawing group is attached, let's say halogen is attached to an olefinic system or an alkyne. No, halogen is negatively charged and carbon is positively charged. Carbon shall withdraw electronic density from adjacent carbon. It shall also get polarized. So carbon-carbon double, carbon-carbon triple, carbon-carbon single can also be calculated if we have a induced dipole. All right. So we can study such molecules as well. So microwave spectroscopy is not included in your syllabi, but this is very important to have a good concept of this one because it involves a transition in rotational energy level. So we always talk about transition in rotational energy. So you must know what is advantage. And I have practically proved this is a questionnaire. So this is the solution of the issue. So looking at the microwave spectrum, we can calculate the bond length. This is the procedure how we calculate the bond length. So you must remember that microwave give us how to calculate R, the distance between the two nuclei which are having a dipole. So this is very important. We can calculate the bond length. This is how microwave works. The proceeding further is infrared spectroscopy that we abbreviate with IR spectroscopy. All right. So infrared is a complete name, but normally we call this IR spectroscopy. So IR values are being given here. Let's say frequency, it is 10 to raise power 13 to 1.59 10 to raise power 14 hertz. This value or this range is commonly called infrared frequency range. It may be converted into wavelength. Very simple. Frequency is equal to C upon lambda. So lambda shall be equal to C upon frequency. Divide velocity of light by frequency. You shall get wavelength. So it is equal to 0.03 millimeter to 750 nanometer. After infrared, we shall get red region. Mean infrared behind red. So visible region. So 750 is the range start where it starts with red region, right? 750 to 710 is a nanometer range where red, anything that will looks red, it emits red radiations. So that basically falls in 750 to 710 nanometer range. So it has a wavelength 0.03 millimeter, which is 30 micrometer in fact. 30 micrometer to 750 nanometer, you can get it change as well. In wave number, this is 3.33 10 raised power 4 to 0.53 into 10 raised power 6 per meter. I already presented for microwave and IR spectroscopy, we make use of two important aspects. One is that we use here wave number units. So standard unit is per meter, but we use per centimeter. Now you see, if we use per meter, this is a very big value. Let's 10 to raise power 4. If I place this decimal 10, 4 decimal places here, it shall be 33300. So which is a 5-digit value, which is difficult to remember. 2 or 3 digit can be very easily understandable or can be memorized, or maximum 4 digit, 5 are not been memorizable. That's why what we do is we convert this into per centimeter. So in per centimeter, these shall be divided by 100. If we divide this by 100, so it shall be 10 raised power 2. It shall be subtracted from it. It shall remain 10 raised power 2. 10 raised power 2 means 333 per centimeter. This value is very rememberable, easy. And here 10 raised power 2. So it shall be subtracted from 6. So it shall be 10 raised power 4. So if I shift this value decimal 1, 2, 3, 4, it shall be 5300. So 5300 per centimeter. This value is easily rememberable. All right. So what is the range? Because we can report only data in wave number for microwave and infrared. So this is the infrared region. Mean per centimeter, if we convert, it's 333 to 5300 per centimeter. So this is the range, in fact, and this range is very, very important. Why this is important? Because 333 is the lowest energy and 5300 is the maximum IR energy. So 5300 and 333 per centimeter. This is the overall range of infrared. 333 is the lowest energy, 5300 is highest in energy. But IR region, the IR spectrophotometer, the device we use, if you remember, infrared spectroscopy gives transition in vibrational energy level. So this vibrational energy level, maximum absorbance level is less than 4000 per centimeter. Maximum. Highest energy difference between two consecutive vibrational energy levels is less than 4000. Normally this is 3500, 3600, not more than that. 333 to 3600 or 3700. This is the maximum range for plus minus 1 transition, mean that we call allowed transitions. So what we get? So the normal range for infrared spectrophotometer, the infrared spectrophotometer that we use is in the range 333 per centimeter to 4000 per centimeter. So above 4000 to 5300, this range is remaining. Keeping in mind, here we have another spectroscopic method which is called Raman spectroscopy. So IR spectrophotometry, IR, if we are showing the IR band or IR region, it has this range 333 to 5300 per centimeter. This is a broad range, but we can split up this into two parts. One is 333 to 4000 per centimeter, where we use infrared spectroscopy. Infrared spectroscopy gives you allowed transition, mean plus minus 1. absorbance or emission. I already presented. Here we observe because we are dealing with molecules. So you shall always have molecular emission or molecular absorption. But most of the spectroscopic method you shall come across, they are absorption spectroscopy because we are dealing with molecule. So in all out of 4 different possibilities of spectroscopic method, we are only dealing with uh, absorption molecular spectroscopy or molecular absorption spectroscopy. We are not dealing with emission. All right. So this is very, I have made this clear in the very beginning of this course. So the region 333 per centimeter to 4000 per centimeter is IR region where we get allowed transitions. But above 4000 to 5300 per centimeter, there is another region which also fall in IR band. Do not forget, both belongs to same. But 2 different spectroscopic method we are using within IR band. One ranging from 333 to 4000 per centimeter, which is normally called as IR spectrophotometer. This is also called IR spectroscopy. In this region, we observe transitions in vibrational energy level following selection rule. What is selection rule? Plus minus 1. It may go to transition to consecutive energy level, higher or lower. All right. So absorption, in the case of absorption, it is always plus 1. So it may be V or V plus 1 in absorption case. So this is what we observe in 333 per centimeter to 4000 per centimeter. We get all in this range. Different groups of observed in this case. But on the other hand, if let's say we have, if it is going against selection rule, that we call forbidden transitions, but we have called them overtones. Overtones, if it is going V plus 1, this is called allowed transition. If it is going V plus 2, it is not going to absorb to next energy level consecutive, but it goes after that, higher than that. This is called, by terminology in spectroscopy, this is called overtone. So we get overtones in this range. So keeping in mind, higher than 4000 to 5300 per centimeter range, which is also a IR band, we observe overtones in vibrational energy levels. Transitions are taking place in both cases. Keeping in mind from 333 to 4000, this is also transition in vibrational energy level. In case of above 4000 to 5300 per centimeter, this is also falling in IR region, IR band. It is also involving transition in vibrational energy level. But what is the difference? In one case, this is simply undergoing allowed transition, mean V plus 1 or maybe V minus 1 if you are studying emission spectroscopy, doesn't matter. So in other words, we call this V plus minus 1. V plus minus 1 is the selection rule. So it shows absorbance from 333 to 3700 normally, but we run it for up till 4000. 4000 to 5300 range, we get the V plus minus 2 or higher. It may be V plus minus 3 as well. This is called forbidden transition, spectroscopically speaking, but we also call this, in other terminologies, this is also called overtone in case of IR spectroscopy. This is called overtones, overtone. So this is in fact very important aspect. Raman is the name of scientist who was an Indian living in America. So he was by origin, he was Indian, but he was living in America, Raman. He first studied this, overtones. So 4,000 to 5,300 region, he explored this for different functional group. So overtones were studied. This is the achievement done by, so he also calculated the higher energy levels in that case, energy difference between the vibrational energy level higher than J V plus minus 1. So this is what was studied by Raman. That's why on his achievement, this is called Raman spectroscopy. We are not going to discuss Raman spectroscopy. Normally, this is not very useful for spectroscopic method for determining the structure of the molecule. It is not that much helpful, but it doesn't mean it is insignificant. It is not insignificant. Definitely, this is significant. We can calculate the energy between the energy vibrational energy level which are not consecutive. All right, so this is the advantage. So it is also significant, but for organic chemists, this is not much significant. That's why normally doesn't study, it is not included in your syllabi as well. So anyhow, the IR band is split further into two categories. One is ranging from 333 per centimeter to 4,000, which we commonly call infrared region. And this is called infrared spectroscopy. The other region of infrared band is ranging from 4,000 to 5,300. This is a region where we get transition higher than V plus minus 1. So we shall get V plus minus 2, V plus minus 3, etc. So these are type of the transition which we commonly call overtones spectroscopically and which are forbidden transitions normally, but they are studied in IR region as well. So 4,000 to 5,300 is the region where we get overtones, which also undergo transition in vibrational energy levels. So this is the interesting feature. That's why we include infrared spectroscopy as well as Raman spectroscopy in same band of IR band. So in other words, we can say we split IR band into two categories where we study allow transition ranging from 333 per centimeter to 4,000 centimeter, and we study forbidden transition, which we call overtones, ranging from 4,000 to 5,300 per centimeter. So these are the two spectroscopic methods introduced in IR band. One is infrared spectroscopy, IR spectroscopy. Other is called Raman spectroscopy. So we are not going to discuss Raman spectroscopy, but we shall focus on IR spectroscopy. So in next lecture, I shall explain, just like you have seen in previous microwave spectroscopy, the bond rotates, rotation of bond. But here we also observe that the bond between the two atoms is not a rigid, because molecule also vibrates. So how molecule vibrate? Because their bond vibrates. So the bond what we have, or bond length what we calculate, it is in fact the average distance like spring is having. Let's say if spring is here, if we apply a force on this, it shall be stretched up. It shall show stretching. If it's a bond length, let's say one atom is bonded here, other bond atom is bonded here. This is a bond between them. It is just like a spring. If a little force is applied on one mass, it moves downward, suppose. So this bond length shall be increased. And if we leave this, it shall not stop to this original position. It shall show compression. then expansion, compression, expansion, and one time it shall reach at this null point again. So this compression, it means the bond length is in fact a average distance between compressed bond and stretched bond. We shall see that in this due course. I shall explain that these bonds are, there are different kind of vibrations we observe in such molecules, especially let's say uh, three atomic molecules we shall focus on, and I shall explain this. I hope this shall be clear to all of you. So this is the beginning of IR spectroscopy. We shall keep explaining this in next. So keeping in mind for this today, you shall focus on Hooke's law. What is Hooke's law? So you shall keeping in mind because Hooke's law is applicable here, right? So then we shall focus on the another solution of Schrodinger wave equation, which gives a very good results in especially the bond length calculations. Sorry, bond center calculation. So that you shall see in next lecture, inshallah.